Hello, friends. This is Dr. Subhashish Banerjee, a lecturer of English by profession at the National Intermediate College, Hadia, Prayagraj. Well, as you all know, that the online classes have started owing to the COVID crisis as there's a lockdown and we are unable to run our schools and colleges. As far as the UP Board English curriculum is concerned, in class 12th, you have one single English paper which is divided into two parts, section A and section B. Well, section B is grammar, and in section A, you have a reader wherein you have prose, poetry, short story, and the drama The Merchant of Venice by Shakespeare. Well, today I would like to speak on the first chapter of prose, A Girl with a Basket by William C. Douglas. As far as this chapter is concerned, we start our prose curriculum with this first chapter only. We do find that the author, William C. Douglas, he was the judge of the Supreme Court of America, and he came to India out of sheer curiosity just to find out as to what India was all about, as to what the people of India meant to the world. In the very first paragraph, we do find that the author William C. Douglas is traveling from New Delhi to the Himalayas. He's traveling from Delhi to Bareilly by train, and thereafter he is going to Ranikhet by a car. The journey by train, which the author goes out to describe in such beautiful words, seems to be rather mesmeric. It's a slow train, and the author swings open the door of his compartment at almost every station. He just wants to interact with the people of India. He gets down on the platform, almost on all the wayside platforms, which are packed with different sorts of people: Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, priests, porters, beggars. And as he goes on to describe, we do find, as he says, that almost everyone was barefooted and they were all dressed in loose white garments. Well, to an extent, he gives us a glimpse of the poverty that prevailed in India. He goes on to describe the villages, the pumpkin vines, the thatched huts with their drab walls, with the pumpkin vines in full bloom that day, the yellow streaks trailing over the drab walls. A beautiful description all together. At one station, his process of interacting with the people is basically interrupted. We do find that the author gets down at almost every platform trying to find an Indian from whom he wants to know about the official attitudes. He wants to know what the Indian felt about world affairs and their own government. One thing more, he points out that he interacted with at least three people before he could find one with whom he could converse in English. ऑथर को अंग्रेज़ी बहुत अच्छी आती थी, लेकिन यहाँ भारत में वो प्लेटफॉर्म्स पर उतर कर कम से कम 3 लोगों से वो बोलता, उसके पहले उसे एक व्यक्ति ऐसा मिलता जिसके साथ कि वह अंग्रेज़ी में वार्तालाप कर सकता था। एक स्टेशन पर उसका यह सिलसिला, लोगों से वार्तालाप करने का यह सिलसिला अवरुद्ध हो गया, क्योंकि शरणार्थी बच्चों के एक झुंड ने ऑथर को घेर लिया। He was interrupted at one of these stations because a crowd of refugee children descended on him like locusts. Being an American, these poor children thought that he was no doubt a promising customer. Now, these were refugee children whose parents had migrated from Pakistan to India at the time of partition. After India attained independence in 1947, and 2 countries were formed, India and Pakistan. And these people, they left Pakistan because of the fear of religious fanaticism. When they came to India, they set up stalls, they were living in slums, and they were already overcrowded markets, and they could hardly earn a living. So that is why these children, either the children of those refugees who had migrated to India or their relatives, they were selling hand-woven fans and baskets and other articles for the sake of a living. The author, he was rather puzzled, baffled. These children, they just wanted to sell their wares. वो अपनी टोकरियों को, अपने बास्केट्स को और जो भी आर्टिकल्स उनके पास थे, जो फैंस वगैरह उन्होंने बनाए थे, वो बेचना चाह रहे थे. And the author obliged them all, purchasing the fans and the baskets. They were rather cheap articles. लेकिन ठीक इसी समय ऑथर की नज़र एक छोटी सी बच्ची पर पड़ती है. A little 9-year-old girl who was trying to sell a basket, a beautiful 9-year-old girl trying to sell a basket with a handle. And she was an aggressive vendor, an earnest pleader. वो बहुत ज़ोर देकर कह रही थी कि ऑथर उसका बास्केट खरीद ले. His arms were already full. ऑथर ने ऑलरेडी काफ़ी चीज़ें खरीद ली थी. There was no need to purchase another basket as such, another article as such. इस कारण ऑथर ने उस बच्ची को ओब्लाइज करने के लिए बिना उसकी टोकरी खरीदे एक वैकल्पिक धनराशि जो है उसके बास्केट में रख दी. He extended the gratuity as a substitute without purchasing the basket. लेकिन at once the author realized what offense he had committed. With the utmost graciousness of a lady so full of self-esteem, आत्मसम्मान से परिपूर्ण उस छोटी सी लड़की ने जो है उस सहायता राशि को, उस पैसे को वापस कर दिया. She was demanding about 30 cents, लगभग 1.5 रुपये उस टोकरी के लिए, और ऑथर ने शायद ज़्यादा ही दिया होगा, a handful of change. And now the author could do nothing but to purchase the basket. He had to purchase the basket because the self-veneration, the self-esteem उस छोटी सी बच्ची ने जिस प्रकार के आत्मसम्मान को दर्शाया, वो भीख नहीं मांग रही थी, उसने जो है उस आर्टिकल को बेचना चाहा, एंड द ऑथर हैड टू परचेज इट। उस समय के प्रधानमंत्री पंडित जवाहरलाल नेहरू थे, भारत के प्रधानमंत्री, एंड द ऑथर टोल्ड दिस स्टोरी टू द प्राइम मिनिस्टर ऑफ इंडिया. He told him that it was one of the reasons why he had fallen in love with India, because that little girl of 9, उस छोटी सी बच्ची ने ऑथर को जो है भारत की एक आत्मा की झलक दे दी थी. The author had fallen in love with India. The author goes on to describe the people of India who had this lovely pride and passion for their own independence. They simply enjoyed their freedom, and they also had this lively sense of decency. They had also this affinity for their citizenship. अपनी नागरिकता पर गर्व था, अपने भारतीयता पर गर्व था, अपने स्वयं की संस्कृति पर गर्व था. And this is what he mentions in the chapter. चैप्टर के पहले हिस्से में, in the first or second, in the first two paragraphs basically, we come across this beautiful description of nature, the beautiful description of रानीखेत. सबसे पहले पैराग्राफ में ही हम रानीखेत का वर्णन भी पाते हैं, जहाँ पर कि हम ये पाते हैं, ऑथर जहाँ की जा रहा था कि रानीखेत की ऊंचाई लगभग 6000 फुट रिज थी, और उसकी ठीक विपरीत दिशा में हिमालय श्रृंखला जो कि जिसका कि विस्तार 120 मीलों तक था, उसका भी, and it was an old army hill station. We come across this beautiful description of Ranikhet, followed by the beautiful description of the villages, of the woods, of the jungles towards the north, the description of the Indo-Gangetic Plain, one of India's rich agricultural areas, followed by the author's personal experience with the children, and specifically with this little girl of 9, who no doubt accords esteem to India by representing the colossal self-esteem that she nurtures for her own existence. यह जो आत्मसम्मान वो छोटी सी लड़की प्रदर्शित करती है, यह आत्मसम्मान, self-esteem that basically accounts for the eccentricity of India. हम भिन्न हैं क्योंकि हम भारतीय हैं, और हमारी भारतीयता का प्रतिनिधित्व वह छोटी सी लड़की जो है अपने आत्मसम्मान के प्रदर्शन के द्वारा करती है. A sense of pride, a sense of decency, and though uneducated in grammar and manners, she turns out to be rather educated, effulgent, and enlightened in her perceptions of living, in her perceptions of an existence endowed with utmost self-esteem. Thank you.